Hi, I'm Skylyr with Oliver Smith Jeweler, and I'm here with Elizabeth. And today we are going to be talking about the announcement from Rolex for Watches and Wonders 2021. Lots of different things to talk about, but it's all about the dials today.
Which I think it's safe to say last year was a lot about the dials too, right?
Yeah.
So we saw those really fun colors from Rolex, and I think all across luxury, color is in right now. We're seeing crazy colors and really cool combinations. And Rolex is right in there with them. We're releasing some really neat dials we're excited to talk about.
Yeah, and they don't want to change too much about their general formula usually. So the dial is something where they can kind of play around a little bit, I think.
Yeah, that's a great point. First, let's talk about the Explorers. Not so much dials, but new materials.
Yeah, this was a big one. The Explorer 1 was updated and it's now available at only 36 millimeter, which is kind of interesting because it's a downsize. And we've been seeing a trend towards scaling up.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. And it's hard to say because over the past several years, we see this trend of going up a size and then back down a size and up and down in the size department.
Maybe it's just the cyclical sizes of it.
Yeah.
It is interesting. I think so many brands are going larger in size that to go down is interesting, but Rolex has always been a leader. So
yeah, and it does work for the Explorer. I think a lot of people were put off by the size of the 39 millimeter, but there's always going to be people in one camp or the other.
Right.
So the big thing with the Explorer 1 was their announcement of it being available in the Rolesor combination, which is a two-tone look, so stainless steel and yellow gold. Really unusual for a sport watch.
I think this will probably be the most controversial of Rolex's releases. I think this is going to get the most opinions. We equated to it, it's like taking your Louis Vuitton backpack hiking. Yep. You're taking your Explorer watch that's meant to be outdoors and doing all these, sporty things, and you're putting gold in it.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe you need some of that gold when you're on top of Mount Everest.
Yeah, to show off how you got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see it in person. I like the Rolesors. I like the contrasty color combinations. We'll wait. You never know in person.
Yeah. And then there's also the announcement of the update to the Explorer 2, which includes a new movement. It's the 3285. So actually not really a new movement at this point. It's been in several watches so far. It's just, time for that piece to be carried along with all the others as well. And the case is supposed to have seen some changes as well. I think that they changed the lugs a little bit, maybe thinned those out, but I honestly didn't notice too many differences.
Why mess up a good thing?
Yeah.
Like Explorer 2. It's a great watch. And then there's the Daytona. I think this could be my favorite of the Rolex releases. Again, I like to see stuff in person, but they have announced a Meteorite dial on the Daytona.
Which is a first for the Daytona, but not a first for Rolex, obviously. We've seen that on the GMT. We've seen it on the moon of the Cellini moon phase. Mm-hmm. And there's been a few other dials as well, I think. But they are really leaning into it with the Daytona. I think it kind of rounds it out in the collection. And it's an interesting story of how they started to use the Meteorite because it's obviously quite a rare Earth material since it's not from Earth. But the meteorite they use for their dials is called the Gibeon Meteorite. And it's named as such because it was found in the Namibian desert near the town of Gibeon in 1838. And so Rolex purchased a quantity of this meteorite a while back, and they slice a chunk off for every dial they make. And it's a scarce resource because we only get so many meteorites, but also Namibia is kind of tightening up their control of who can buy pieces of that.
Well, smart for this
resource.
person, a Rolex.
Mhm.
They deserve a raise. Whoever, this is a great idea, and we know it's limited, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going to be making these forever. 3 different materials. They're doing a white gold, yellow gold, and an Everose. I'm just so excited to see this in person.
Yeah.
I think they really take on a sparkle and a luster to them that you can only get when wearing it in the light.
For sure.
These, I think, will go well over retail in the secondary market, and they're going to be in really high demand.
Absolutely. And kind of going off of that sparkle, we saw some more sparkle come to the Sky Dweller, which already had the fluted bezel.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of it's a elegant but sort of in your face piece, and now it's going to be even more so with the availability of the Jubilee bracelet on it. It makes sense because it's sort of an aviation inspired watch, and the Jubilee bracelet was originally used on the GMT Master and the GMT Master II for pilots, and made it a little more dressy of a sport watch. And so it really is a natural fit for the Sky Dweller.
Yep, I think, Jubilee is sport meet a little bit of dress. I think it makes sense. It's going to be a pretty watch.
For sure.
All right, let's talk about some of these fun dials with the Datejust 36. We saw 2 new motifs. First one is a fluted bezel on the dial. I think the fluted dial,
Fluted
right?
motif.
Fluted
But
motif,
yeah.
okay. It looks like honeycomb. It's really cool. It has some great texture to it. I think
Also
it's great.
available in 3 colors: the blue, gold, or champagne is what they refer to it as, and a silver. And those all look really nice.
Yeah, the champagne just looks really lush and rich, and I think all of them will probably look that great too.
Again, we look forward to seeing them in person. And then there was probably one of the most unusual motifs from Rolex in a while, which is the palm leaf motif. It's leaves, and
I think the designer was locked in their house in COVID. Like I guess everyone else, they were buying plants, they were looking around, and they sought some inspiration. But all jokes aside, it's fun. I like to see when watches and brands don't take themselves too seriously, because at the end of the day, watches are supposed to be fun. This whole watch world is part of a fun collecting journey, and I think it plays into that.
And it is pretty handsome. Also available in 3 colors. And kind of bringing the fun element that you mentioned to the more conventional and formal day for women this time, they released 3 new pieces in a gem set collection. So there's a coral, which is a yellow gold with a sort of Hermes orange strap and indice theme, a turquoise in white gold, so turquoise strap, turquoise indices, and then burgundy strap and indices with an Everose case. And these 3 pieces I think are just really fun. They're loud with the diamonds. They're really colorful, and they're going to work well to match with different outfits, and they're a popular size with women right now too.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a great women's watch. I think the colors are really fun. We're seeing that from everyone, and you know what? If a man wants to throw this on too, I wouldn't be against it.
No, it works for a lot of different wrist sizes for sure.
Yeah, 36 is a great watch. And then, last but not least of the Rolex announcements, we have the all diamond Lady Datejust. 1,089 diamonds on this piece. This is bling. This is not subtle, and this is just really cool, I think.
Yeah, you got those black indices offering some contrast. The full bracelet. It's going to be a piece that is very much a statement on the wrist, despite its smaller size, 31 millimeter. But a really classic piece for women, and it's one of those pieces that really is going to show off the skill of Rolex's gem setters.
Yeah, I agree, especially having that many diamonds through the bracelet. That's not something that's easy to do.
The majority are on the bracelet.
Majority are on the bracelet, and that really has to be set well, especially because we know wearing watches every day, you're knocking it around, you're setting it on your desk. I mean, I don't know, maybe who's ever wearing this isn't...
It's a more special occasion kind of piece.
True, but I would love to see it worn every day. That would also be very cool.
Yes.
But beautiful piece. We'd love to see it in person.
Bring us one in.
Yeah, bring us one if you find it. So that covers everything that Rolex announced for Watches Wonders 2021 this year. We're going to leave all the retails that we know of in the description below. If you have any questions, definitely leave them below. And then make sure you subscribe so you can see all of our videos following the new announcements for 2021.
Thanks for watching.